What's up, guys? Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder. I'm in a much better mood today. I want to first of all, celebratory moment, you guys. Celebratory moment. It is 0 degrees. Actually, it's 3 degrees, which is amazing. Because we've been in like 12, 15 below with minus 30 wind chill for past 48 hours, and it's been absolutely freaking miserable. Like misery in a way I can't even possibly describe. Absolutely miserable. And as I said in the live this morning, we have really just been slaughtered the last couple weeks on our revenue. I mean, just absolutely slaughtered. This whole run really has been probably our worst 3-week run in the past year. So it's been just gnarly awful. Painful, actually. So no, we haven't been in a hole the whole time, but the checks have been like, it's just not worth it, you know. But we've, as we talked about before, you know, there's ups and there's downs. And it's certainly been a down. We had ups for several months leading up to this, so it was inevitable and due. But today, now we lost our load yesterday. They actually had it loaded in the trailer, and the customer on the other end, the 90, basically canceled it because they couldn't wait. So they just wanted to reschedule it for a week later because we couldn't leave. We couldn't get it there. The weather was just too bad in that part of Iowa when we were picking it up, and we were going to have to park. We were going to have to shut down for at least 3 to 4 hours. Those back roads over where we were, there was no plowing happening. The trailer was a little squirrely when Jenna was coming off the off-ramp on a 4-lane. And it was like, man, you know, this load's only 12,000 pounds. So we told dispatch, we told everybody involved that as soon as we got loaded, we were gonna have to go park for a few hours. And finally, the customer at the other end was like, that's not gonna work for us. So they canceled it. Painful. That was a $2,000 load for 700 miles. But it just, with only 12,000 pounds, those back roads unplowed with some hills, not mountains or anything, but just, it's not worth it, you guys. It's not worth it, you know. There's times where I feel that it's safe, and then there's times where I'm not sure that it's safe. And if I'm not sure that it's safe, we're not just gonna roll out and risk it, you know. So that would have been a just very needed load to get this week on track, because we were planning on going home for a little bit of home time on Sunday. And that just really, it just screwed us up, you know. So, and that's how the last 3 weeks have been, really. It's just been canceled loads. And now granted, fortunately, one of our canceled loads last week, flour load, ended up paying like $900 because we were there all day. So we got the detention plus the truck not used, and we actually got that on this pay period. So that was our saving grace this week. But anyway, I don't know if my fleet manager had a hand in this. I suspect he might, because my fleet manager he's been with Prime for 14 years, and he's very crafty at tempting you to move when you say you're not planning on moving. So he loads us up today with a $600 load that goes 80 miles, which we are at the 90 right now. For actually, we're at Love's, right outside of the 90. So we're there, 80 miles, $600. That was epic. And then he pre-planned us before we even picked up that load today. He pre-planned us on a load that pays just about nearly $3,000 to go down to Georgia, which is warmer and would be just killer, because we already have, so we're sitting at like $2,000 in revenue. That load's due on Monday morning and would put us at $5,000 in revenue, which is not an extremely strong week, but it's compared to what we've been dealing with the last few weeks because of this weather. Like, that basically sets us up to be able to get $6,000-$7,000 in for this week. So, you know, it really kind of set us up now. But he messaged and said, hey, you can drop this off in Springfield and take your home time if you want. Considering that we've been stuck up here in the freaking -30 wind chill and dealing with these cancellations and weather and all this crap, we wanted to go to Georgia or Florida, and we knew that if we went home for a few days and then tried to get a load out of Springfield, we'd probably be sent right back into this crap. So it didn't take more than a few minutes to decide, all right, we're not giving this load up. When you get $600 for 80 miles and then you get $3,000 to run a meat load from Nebraska to Georgia, you don't go drop that off in Springfield. You know, I'm not gonna give that up. Like, that's exactly the kind of, so I don't know if he's just like, you know, I know fleet managers don't really have a hand in picking loads so much anymore, but considering that this was pre-planned before the one we just picked up, I almost feel like maybe he was working some psychological jujitsu, you know, because he's like, you can come drop this off in Springfield, and like less than 5 minutes later, Jenna is messaging him back going, you know what, we're not going to drop this off in Springfield. So we are going to go to Springfield for a night. We'll run home for a night because it's not due until Monday morning, so we have time, because today's Friday, we have time to swing into Springfield, get our PM done, which we've been trying to get done. We sat at a freaking Love's for 8 hours only for them to tell us they didn't have the right filters or some crap. So we couldn't get it done. Now we're at 72,000 miles on a truck. The PM's due at 75,000 miles. So we're just gonna go into Springfield, get that done. We gotta get our tire fixed. We'll run home and do laundry. Then, you know, just leave our trailer at the yard, go back, and so we'll be at home for a night, go back and get our trailer and take it on to Georgia and stay out for another 2 weeks. So we'll be out much longer than we normally run. Sometimes you just got to do that, you know. And someone reminded me in our live this morning that sometimes you just got to call it, you know. It reminded me of my video where I said sometimes you just got to call it quits and reset and restart. That's true, but in this instance, light at the end of the tunnel for this run started revealing itself today. We're like, okay, well, you know, when you start getting some momentum and you start getting on the track you want, like right when you're going home after getting burned for 3 weeks, it's hard to stop that, knowing that you're then gonna have to claw back afterwards, you know. So yeah, we're not giving this load up. We're not gonna go, sorry anyone who's sitting in Springfield, this load's too good to walk away from. So we're gonna continue running for 2 weeks. So to put us out on the road for like 5 weeks, which is longer than we normally stay on the road, but we gotta make up for these last 3 weeks, man. It's just been absolutely brutal. We've gotten a check, but not much at all. In fact, we've made, between the two of us, like $3,500 for 3 weeks, you know. And it's just, I mean, it's been decent paying loads other than the one we took out of Florida, but we just, like, the weather's just completely pounded us, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going through that too. But yeah, it's funny whenever you look at 4 degrees and think, oh, thank God, 4 degrees. I'm seeing people on out on social media talk about, it's been 4 degrees for 2 days, I'm sick of this. And we were sitting up there going, man, I wish we could have 4 degrees. There's a big difference, you guys, in -12 and +4 in terms of the bunk heater heating the truck. If you guys saw that live this morning, there was ice on the inside of this window right here. I should have just let it idle, but once you let the truck sit off for 7 or 8 hours, it takes forever to warm it back up to where there's actually, you know, heat coming out of the vents. And I've got a dog in here, you know, I just couldn't sit there for freaking 45 minutes waiting for this thing to heat up enough. I mean, I could run the RPMs up higher and try to heat it up quicker. It just takes a long time. So, but that bunk heater, the way that it heats this cab and the sleeper in 4 degrees is substantially different than the way it heats this cab in -12 with a -30 wind chill. The outside of the truck just gets too damn cold. Like, the whole shell of the truck is so cold, and there's so much cold air coming through all the glass and the side windows, the compartments. It can't, the bunk heater just can't, it can't compete with that. It just can't compete with that. The floor was so cold, no joke. Someone backing up, so you guys are gonna hear that damn backup thing. The floor was so cold that there was a little bit of water in the bottom of the dog bowl. We have a water bowl that doesn't spill. It's like a spill-proof bowl that was frozen. That's how cold the floor of this truck was sitting those temperatures. But right here in 4 degrees, I got the window cracked because I'm vaping, and the bunk heater's running, and it's keeping the cab warm. It's a big difference. So I'm so glad we're going south, man. I know it's so cold in Springfield too, but it ain't -30 wind chill cold. That is, man. And you know, the last winter we went through those kinds of temps, but just like passing through, you know, we didn't sit in it for 2 or 3 days, and that was absolutely harsh. I mean, like, unbelievably harsh. Like, snow and all that crap, you know, that just is what it is. But the temps reaching that level is a whole other, that's a whole other game. Like, that's not even, that's just a whole different sport, you know, and I don't want to play it. So anyway, I know I did a live this morning, but I wanted to, now that I'm like slept and we're in better temperatures and we have good loads, I just wanted to update you guys and tell you, you're going to get in the downs, especially in leasing. Company drivers are going through this too. But you'll get the ups as well. So, all right, guys, be safe, make good decisions. As always, drive, thrive. Talk to you soon.